Today, I'm going to be telling you how to end fights fast in Arena. I broke my record in solo Arena once again today, so I'm going to be explaining how I got through these fights really quickly. The first thing to note, which is kind of crazy, I really didn't land anywhere that populated. I landed at my duo ice spot, which is a non-named location, and still managed to get my highest kill game, so that just goes to show you don't need to land super hot to get a lot of kills. While I was playing this game, my main goal was to try to build less and focus on the enemy more. I was hoping this would help me track during a fight and predict players better, and I think it did. The first fight here is I knew this guy was down in this secret chamber, so I just baited him to make an edit on this ramp. I hugged my right hand peek and got that kill pretty easily here. Later on, I heard two people fighting inside and just third-partied, super easy cleanup. But then I'm rotating over to Anvil Square. I see people fighting here, so I go for a sneak up play. Eventually, I found a chance to get right under them, hammer up, and surprise him. All I tried to do was claim one of the walls in front of him after taking my shot. Once I saw that I got that wall, I just made a window edit and got all the pieces around him, and then was just able to get the kill pretty easily. However, there's another player here, so I immediately tried to locate him, and once I found him, I just watched him. I was like, what's this guy gonna do? I knew he might try to triple edit up, so I'd just place that wall in front of me if he tried to do that. He actually beat me to it. Bro's a little speed demon, but all he wanted to do was edit up and get the hammer so he could hammer away. So I just got the kill while he was trying to hammer away. You're gonna notice that in most of these fights, I just ended it with fundamental moves. I feel like a lot of times people overcomplicate this game. When I'm pressuring this guy's wall, I notice he doesn't have anything in his box, so I place a ramp in and try to drop below him and box underneath. Usually when he places a ramp in someone's box, they try to reposition, but he didn't go down, he went to the side instead. So we restart the fight later. I saw a third party going by, so I shot him just to make sure he didn't push up. But then I'm just listening, trying to figure out where exactly this guy is in the builds. Once I find him, I just took his top and finished it really quickly there. Once I got that big pump, I just jumped in because I had a major health advantage. Shortly after, I was hammering and I accidentally hammer in this guy's box, so I try to get out while taking a shot. I flip up the cone to make him think I'm gonna take a shot on him, but then I build a wall so that he shoots my wall instead of me. Simple, fundamental moves that are defensive but aggressive at the same time. This is the type of stuff that ends fights quickly. It was nothing fancy, but I used a little bit of brain power just to outsmart that guy. This next dude just got owned. When I saw he was on this ramp here, I immediately got out the side because I don't want a 50-50, but I immediately set up a window peek so I can get a shot off. Simple window peek, got a major health advantage, and then just pushed forward. I noticed that he was dropping down, so I don't claim the wall, I just claimed the ramp and floor, and I was able to edit in. Once again, I had a major health advantage, so this is not a bad 50-50. Something that makes it easier to track opponents in a fight and know exactly where they're going is try not to flick your crosshairs around all the time. When you're building and editing, try to be steady, try to be controlled. If you're kind of like panic building, don't have good crosshair placement, or flinging your mouse around while building, it's going to be harder to know exactly where the enemy is. But if you watch my fights, you can see that I'm not like flinging my mouse everywhere. It's very controlled and steady. That's what makes it easy to end these fights fast. I also try to keep my gun pointed at the enemy, like through his builds. That way if he edits on me, I can take a pre-fire shot. Now right here is a really good way to pressure a floor when an enemy's underneath you. Notice how I build the wall in front of me. That's good, just in case he edits up on me, but I hug the right side of the wall and pickaxe the floor from there. A lot of people try to do this through the window of a wall, but it's a lot more awkward. Doing it around the right side is way easier. In this fight, I accidentally used like all of my ammo before getting in a 50-50 with this guy, but I saw him breaking into this building, so I just held it and then got into the building myself before him, and it was just a free kill. This next fight becomes a pretty big build fight. At the start of this, I make a box so that I can just see how high up he is and if he's gonna drop. I notice him start to spray my cone, and so I figure he might jump in. So I back up and set a peek from the other box. When I saw he wasn't jumping in, instead I build up to him. While I'm building up, I'm just trying to protect my angles more than anything. But once I get shot by a third party, I just base up and pause the fight. I hear him start to pop some heals and he's getting sprayed at, so that's when I hammer up. I use that third party to my advantage to apply some pressure. I crack him in everything and I'm just continuing to push forward, but he popped like 100 splash and was max HP again. This is where the fight finally ends. I get a side jump shot to start it, and then he's just above me here, so I basically just wait for him to make a play. He just flips his ramp on me, I get a big shot, and then I just edit through, get him full box before he can run away again. A long fight, but it's only because he had a ton of heals. Now Now this next fight is just like one earlier in the video. I'm pressuring this guy's wall and he has nothing in his box, so I place a ramp. I go to box his side immediately after. Remember what I said, when you put a ramp in someone's box, they usually try to escape that box and make more room because they feel suffocated by the ramp. That's why this worked out perfectly here. The next fight, this guy was just hammering away on repeat, so I just kept on hammering after and eventually got the kill. And now we have 13 kills with 10 enemies remaining. Keep in mind that number, 10 more enemies, 13 players alive. The next fight here starts out as a build fight. I was really close to having him at the very start of this fight here. I was just building in the direction of the enemy, blocking that angle so I couldn't get shot by him, but then going for random side jumps as well. My retakes are protective, I don't leave angles open. Being protective in a fight is so crucial, being able to track the enemy and block those angles ahead of time. If you block your angles and don't get hit, how are you going to lose a fight? Eventually, I got a shot on him and I got the cone in his box, so I just pressured the wall. If I can get that wall, there's nothing he can do. Sure enough, I did and got that kill. At the start of this fight, the enemy edits out towards me. A lot of beginner players would just reset their wall and hold their wall, but instead of doing that, notice how I built the high wall one layer up, just in case he goes up that way. Sure enough, he did go up. I got him full boxed and then just waited for him to make an edit so that I could pre-fire him. That's how I got the health advantage there. That little extra step of placing the wall above made me able to get that health advantage. Later on, I kind of made a mistake. I was getting a little too fancy and went for a full clip and almost died, but it was still pretty clean. The next fight, I just go for a hammer slam play, hit the wall, drop the hammer, build the wall. That's how I got that kill. And now I'm just hunting down some free kills here. I'm trying to get every single kill in the lobby. Remember what I said, there were 10 more players and I had 13 kills. So far, we've gotten all of them. This fight in the storm here is just an example of how easy you can make your fights. I barely even built here. When he's breaking the wall, I just get ready to shoot him when he comes through. But I quickly jump out to the side so I'm not taking a 50-50. And then I just track him and try to find him later. Didn't even need to build, just got the kill. Easy peasy. Now we got 19 kills with 4 players left. The next fight, this player was just running away like a lot of the other players in this lobby. I'm telling you guys, this is what Arena is like. You take out a few good players and then a lot of the players just run. People comment on my videos all the time saying, why are your lobbies so easy? Mine are so difficult. There's always going to be a few good players, but then you're going to find a lot of players like this. I clean up the next few fights and now we're just down to 2 more players. I was starting to get a little fancy trying to edit course towards this guy, but notice how when I'm dropping to pressure his wall, I don't drop directly on the wall. This is a fundamental thing. If you drop right on the wall, they're just going to box you in 50-50. So by going off to the side and pickaxing from over there, I'm able to pressure a little bit safer. I place a ramp in the box again, and you're going to notice it pushes him out to the side. I get him coned here, but then the third party shot me. I block the angle of the third party and immediately look back, and because I got the enemy coned here, he went out to the side again and I was able to get a free shot. Then I just had to chase him down while I'm pressuring the wall. He doesn't have anything in his box, so I just get the wall, get the cone, easy kill. And then it's just a 1v1 for the win. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you realize that in Arena, you really don't gotta do anything fancy to win. It just takes consistent, smart decisions. More content coming soon. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.